Some films entertain, some challenge your mind, and a few, just a few, stay with you forever. These are 15 movies that aren't just great, they're essential. Stories you need to experience at least once before you die. Let's get into it.
Number 1. The Shawshank Redemption, 1994. Set in the bleak confines of Shawshank Prison, this film tells the story of Andy Dufresne, a banker wrongly imprisoned for murder. Rather than give up, he finds purpose and dignity behind bars, forging friendships and slowly carving out a plan for freedom. It's a story about hope, resilience, and the power of patience. Morgan Freeman's narration brings a quiet grace, and the emotional payoff is one of the most satisfying in cinema. There are no flashy effects, just powerful storytelling and unforgettable characters. Shawshank reminds us that, sometimes, salvation lies in the most unlikely places.
2. The Godfather, 1972. The Godfather is more than a gangster film. It's a portrait of family, power, and legacy. Michael Corleone's journey from reluctant outsider to ruthless boss is both epic and tragic. It shows how power corrupts, slowly, subtly, until there's no going back. With rich cinematography, iconic performances, and a haunting score, this film defined a genre. Every scene oozes tension and class, with dialogue that's endlessly quotable. It's a saga about loyalty and betrayal, and it only gets better with each viewing. 3. Pulp Fiction, 1994. Quentin Tarantino's masterpiece throws narrative rules out the window and creates something wildly original. Told through overlapping stories full of violence, humor, and pop culture, Pulp Fiction is unpredictable at every turn. The dialogue is sharp and unforgettable. The characters are bizarre and captivating. It mixes absurdity with intensity in a way no one else does. From hitmen to boxers to accidental miracles, it's a dance of fate, choice, and chaos. It's not just cool, it's a landmark of 90s cinema that redefined what movies could be. 4. Fight Club, 1999. On the surface, it's about underground brawling. But beneath the bruises, Fight Club is a brutal takedown of consumer culture and toxic identity. Edward Norton plays a man stuck in a dull, materialistic life until he meets Tyler Durden, the charismatic agent of destruction. Together, they build a movement. But things spiral far beyond control. It's a clever, unsettling look at modern masculinity and psychological collapse. Twisted, provocative, and endlessly quotable, it's a film you never watch just once. 5. The Dark Knight, 2008. This isn't just a superhero movie, it's a moral battlefield. The Joker, played with terrifying brilliance by Heath Ledger, pushes Gotham and Batman to their ethical breaking points. The film blurs the line between hero and vigilante, questioning what justice really means. Gritty, grounded, and packed with unforgettable set pieces, it redefined the genre. It's also deeply tragic, exploring sacrifice, fear, and the price of doing what's right. Few films combine spectacle and philosophy this seamlessly. 6. Inception, 2010. Inception is a cinematic puzzle box, a mind-bending heist inside people's dreams. Dom Cobb leads a team to implant an idea deep within someone's subconscious. As they go deeper into layered realities, lines between memory, guilt, and imagination blur. Visually spectacular and emotionally charged, the film is as much about loss as it is about dreams. Christopher Nolan creates a world where time folds and physics shatter, yet the heart remains real. It challenges your mind and hits you right in the emotions. 7. The Matrix, 1999. The Matrix asks the question, what if your reality was a lie? Neo discovers that the world is a simulation built to enslave humanity. As he learns to break the rules of this artificial system, he transforms from a nobody to humanity's last hope. Philosophical, yet action-packed, it explores choice, freedom, and perception. The visual style, bullet time, trench coats, green code, became instantly iconic. It's not just a movie, it's a red pill for your brain. 8. Parasite, 2019. At first, it feels like a clever con. A poor family infiltrates a rich household. But Bong Joon-ho's film twists into a dark satire on inequality and desperation. Every shot is layered with meaning, and the tension grows slowly until it erupts. It balances comedy, horror, and social commentary with surgical precision. No character is purely good or evil, just trapped by class and circumstance. It's a haunting, unpredictable masterpiece that leaves you shaken. 9. Inglourious Basterds, 2009. Tarantino rewrites World War II as a brutal revenge fantasy filled with stylish violence and unbearably tense scenes. From the opening farmhouse conversation to the fiery theater climax, the film keeps you on edge. Colonel Hans Landa is charming, terrifying, and unforgettable. Each chapter builds its own momentum and flavor, like a novel brought to life. It's both thrilling and playful, a movie about movies, war, and rewriting history. Nobody kills Nazis quite like Tarantino. 10. The Green Mile, 1999. On death row, miracles exist. Tom Hanks plays a prison guard who meets John Coffey, a gentle giant with mysterious healing powers. The film is slow and quiet, but it builds an emotional weight that's hard to shake. It's a story about justice, cruelty, and compassion in a broken system. The supernatural touches only make the tragedy hit harder. It's heartbreaking, human, and quietly devastating.
11. Gladiator, 2000. Maximus is a Roman general betrayed, enslaved, and forced to fight for his life in the arena. But this isn't just about swords and blood. It's about honor, loyalty, and revenge. Russell Crowe gives a towering performance as a man who's lost everything but still fights for justice. The film balances raw action with emotional gravitas. Every arena battle is epic, but every moment of grief is just as powerful. Few films feel this massive and personal at the same time. 12. Red Dragon, 2002. Before Silence of the Lambs, there was Red Dragon, a psychological thriller that's more subtle but just as chilling. FBI profiler Will Graham is pulled back into the world he tried to leave, hunting a killer known as the Tooth Fairy. Anthony Hopkins returns as Hannibal Lecter, adding layers of manipulation from behind bars. The film is moody, cerebral, and full of slow-burning dread. It's not about jump scares. It's about getting inside the mind of a killer. And once you're in, it's hard to get out. 13. Interstellar, 2014. Christopher Nolan takes us beyond space and time in this emotional science fiction epic. Earth is dying, and Cooper must travel through a wormhole to find a new home for humanity. But this is more than space travel. It's about love, time, and what we leave behind. The visuals are stunning, but the beating heart is a father's love for his daughter. Time dilation, black holes, fifth dimensions. It sounds complex, but it's always grounded in emotion. It's vast, yet deeply intimate. 14. The Revenant, 2015. This is nature at its most brutal, and man at his most determined. Leonardo DiCaprio fights freezing temperatures, wild animals, and betrayal after being left for dead. It's a survival story told with raw realism and breathtaking cinematography. Every shot feels like it was earned through hardship. There's almost no dialogue, just pain, perseverance, and primal will. It's a meditative revenge story, quiet and thunderous at once. 15. Whiplash, 2014. A student, a teacher, a war. Whiplash explores obsession and the brutal pursuit of greatness in the world of elite jazz. J.K. Simmons is terrifying as a conductor who believes pain breeds genius. The film is tight, intense, and emotionally exhausting, like a drum solo about to explode. It questions the price of excellence and whether it's ever really worth it. And that final scene? Pure cinematic electricity. Movies like these aren't just watched, they're felt. They teach, inspire, challenge, and sometimes they heal. Let me know how many you've seen, and which ones changed you. Thanks for watching.